What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us here on episode 162. But first, we got to get to some stuff, right? Before we get going here, got to give a huge shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Thank you to Tony, Starla, Sam, Luke, Jacob, Tyler, and Jeff. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It means the world to Luke and I. Episode 162 here, about to get going, guys. Just got some stuff to talk about, some stuff. I mean, big one, Taylor Swift, I think, was in the news a lot recently this past week. We could talk about that. We got the coffee chugging story that's going to be retold from IHOP moments a long time ago, and many other things as well. So, guys, stay tuned here. Episode 162. Here we go.
We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
Wait, you got hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 162. Why is this replaying right now?
Address?
Holy smokes. Malfunctioning over here. We are malfunctioning over here. Episode 162. We're not going to go again because nothing's perfect, so I'm not going to edit that out or anything. 162, guys. Thank you for joining us. Let's throw it over to my co-host and see how he's doing down in West by God, Virginia.
Fuck.
Luke, how you doing?
Well, just hearing my daughter stomping on the ground. She is not asleep yet, and I'm just like, I'm hoping by the time we're done with this, I hear silence up there, but time will tell. But I'll say Riverside has had a very busy week. Didn't know the New Heights podcast used Riverside until this week, which is what we use as well. Mm-hmm. And Riverside had Taylor Swift dropping her new album on the New Heights podcast, and this is episode 162 of our podcast. So Riverside's been pretty busy, and when Dave said about Taylor Swift, I have to say this real quick because I've been listening to New Heights now for about 2 years. I didn't listen to the first season of it or whenever they started it, but I've always, like, I'm not into pop music. I'm not, like, I can listen to it, but it's just not, like, if I'm jamming on the road, I'm not putting on fucking pop music 99% of the time. And so, like, as far as Taylor Swift music-wise, I've never really had an interest, but because she started dating Travis Kelsey, and I was listening to their podcast pretty consistently then. it wasn't like I was doing deep dives into her life or anything, but I would find shit and it'd be like videos, and I just saw her like doing stuff of being like a kind of a smart ass to some people, like jokingly, but saying something. It was like, what advice would you give a young, inspiring artist of she looked was like, make sure you have a good lawyer or something. And it was like, but the way she said, I was like, oh shit, she was kind of a smart ass. And yeah, I just wasn't expecting, I don't know why, I underestimated that, I guess, because I told you on the phone, and I hate to say it like this, but I'll have to just be organic. I was like, I literally thought that she would be like more of a pussy about things, and she obviously she handled, like, videos I'd see the shit she saw, I thought it was funny, and I was like, oh man, I like her. And then I'm thinking, because of who she is, while I don't listen to her music, she's obviously the number one fucking artist
Yeah.
in the world right now. So you get, when you're at the top like that, I feel like you have the right to be a little fucking arrogant. You've earned it. But listening to her on that podcast, just to summarize this, she seemed like, dude, when she talked about getting her music rights back, I saw the passion that she, like, I could hear like she choked, like she got, it wasn't like she started sobbing, but she got emotional. You could tell like she was holding it back a little bit. And then when you just see somebody that has that kind of passion for what they do, it's hard not to respect it. And then I started thinking for a minute, I was like, could this just be a complete show? And then I thought, well, it's just not. She don't need the fucking publicity. Shit, she's on top. So I thought that it was pretty genuine. And I told Dave before we recorded, I could say I'm a fan of Taylor Swift, but I don't listen to any of her music. And I don't do that out of like that. I just don't listen to pop music. Like now that I've like become a fan of her, I'm not going to start diving in because it's just not what I like. I'm going to listen to the Scorpions and fucking Snoop and Dre. I'm going to listen to the Scorpions and Murder Was the Case and Yonder Mountain String Band. And I have some wild, vast variety. But I never thought I would say it. Yeah, I never had anything against Taylor Swift before, but I can say I'm a fan. I'm a fan of. I'm rooting for him at least. I hope they get married. I fucking hate. I'm like, but I can just imagine. I've told Dave so many times when you can move the needle. Like, dude, they probably. Can you imagine the sponsors once that like got brought up? Like, you know what I mean? Can you imagine the people that were probably like, holy shit? I mean, it just made me, I don't know. But that's all that was as far as a very long, drawn-out answer of how the week was. It was hot, and it wasn't, I have Monday off, so I'm on a 3-day weekend, so that made it a little bit easier to get through. But I had some pretty wild stuff happen, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a few. Oh, yes. Wait. One last thing I have to say. Because he took my neighboring route. Shout out to you, Stoniker. We've been riding in Whitehall. We're the only two routes out there for 5 or 6 years now, and he is going to be. Today was our last day officially running Whitehall together because he's off next week, and then I'm off the following week, and that'll be for any driver that took the buyout. As far as I know, the 31st I think is it, and so I want to add that in there because that is truly the end of an era. And now that he is going to be retired, I would love to get him on here because he's got an impressive resume of UPS moments and a bunch of fucking, yeah, so maybe he'll be a future guest. But yeah, throw that in there. But that's all. That's all.
Yes. Yeah, dude, the week was hot, humid. I mean, my softball game got rained out. That was the highlight of my week. But
dude, and it's an 8-hour
nothing too crazy.
Wasted.
I know.
It just
wasted
sucks.
8 hour. Yeah. Which then it got rescheduled for next Wednesday now. So now I had to put in another 8 hour when I got home, when I got back to the building today. And I had to put another 8 hour, and yeah. So hopefully this one doesn't get rained out.
Well, this too, to add to this, because this will be right before the playoffs, that if you win this game, you have a bye next week, and therefore do not have to. You don't have to worry about an 8-hour request. So there's added motivation.
Yes.
Coming from the pitcher this for next Wednesday. There's going to be some motivation from Dave.
Listen, I'm 5-0 against them, lifetime 5-0 against his team. So,
well,
let's get it.
The stats don't lie unless you do unless you end up having stats of Ohtani when games that his interpreter, unless you have Ohtani stats that his interpreter, quote unquote, bet against.
Isn't it wild that this dude just started pitching again, and now he's back in the news about betting?
Dude, I'm fucking shocked.
Coincidence?
I've said it before, and you've said it on here. Like, dude, we've documented it on previous episodes. The coincidences just add up, and that's another one. That's like,
God,
dude, because like it was. It was 2 or 3 games, and just to rehash this because this is news again, and this is why this is kind of fucking crazy. Because when we talked about this before, it was either 2. I want to say 2 for sure, maybe 3 that they had the paper trail of the interpreter betting a large amount of money against the Angels because he was still playing for the Angels at that time, I think, and. It was just in those games that he absolutely shit the bed. It was like 7 ERA, loud. Fucking terrible games. And it's like everybody does have bad games, but man, when you match up a time where literally your interpreter made a huge bet against your team and you shit the bed both times when you're pitching, like, man, that's. There's not another team sport. There's not another team sport either, by the way, that you can control to be able to control an outcome of a game more than a pitcher in baseball. You can be a quarterback, you can be Wayne Gretzky or Ovechkin, you could be fucking Michael Jordan, but dude, you can't control a game like you can as a pitcher in a baseball game because you can literally just throw meatballs down the But I didn't see this though. What got brought up about betting that I saw that he was pitching again, but what exact did you see what it was? Like what exactly?
I think it had to do something with it wasn't him, but it was somebody that was like someone that represented him.
Jesus.
So it's like he's having them put in bets again, probably. Like
fucking Groundhog Day. Here we go. Scott's, now this dude's about to go take. Like he's just gonna have people keep taking the dive because what the fuck was his contract with the Dodgers? He's just gonna continue to be like, listen, if you get caught, just go to prison. I'll take care of you, and we'll just find somebody else. He's going to have too many people in prison at some point. It's all going to he's going to be paying off 20 people in prison. He's not going to be able to bet his usual amount anymore. I can't believe that, dude. That's great.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. But
speaking of sports, this is another coincidence that we can talk about.
Let's just start with how it started.
Yes, let's do that.
I'm sure a lot of people saw the videos. I saw it on social media. I don't even follow the sport. I don't follow any of the athletes of the sport, but I saw the video of it, so I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. The WNBA has started to get green dildos thrown on the court.
Neon green.
Yes, neon green dildos thrown on the court. And every single time it's been green.
I don't know what the fuck started this. but my only hope is that this continues at NBA games too, just to make it a thing. Because I get that it's, obviously it's offensive to the play. I feel like they're trying really hard to, the WNBA is legit. I've been watching a lot of it the last couple of years, more than I ever have before. And it's not, I was trying to tell Dave that I feel like basketball is such a sport that it's different than just like, I feel like as long as you're willing to accept, and this is to take nothing away, I absolutely get smoked one-on-one by any fucking player in the WNBA. I'm not saying this, but if you, as long as you're willing to accept it, that it's still like, I was telling Dave, like there's just shots they miss that in the pros than like the NBA, you don't like that shit normally don't, they don't, it's not the NBA game-wise, and it's never going to be, but it can still be. It's very competitive, and it's still good, and I'm all for it. I have a daughter. She likes basketball. I've been watching more and more of it. She loves fucking dribbling. She does so I'm hoping she wants to play basketball, and I'm gonna push, well, not push, but if she wants to do it, I'm going to be 100%. Anything she wants to do will be in her corner. But if basketball, I'm excited for, because that's a sport that I love too. But anyway, back to the God, it's like, anyway, back to the dildos. Shit, I'm sitting here talking about playing sports.
6 games. 6 games.
So there's been 6
games and 2 arrests.
So
yeah.
But we're wanting to talk about more so than the dildos themselves is now they're like, because at first they were you couldn't have a bag and it like they were having a no bag policy, and that obviously you can still sneak a dildo in without a bag.
Totally drop it down your pants.
And yeah, exactly. And so now they've put nets up around, and this is what I want. This is what I want to talk about more than anything with all this, because the nets. After you said it, I saw like they're thick, like netting. It's not the viewer.
The netting is not like hockey nets.
It's going to obstruct views and be like
Yes.
to want to sit courtside is not even going to be worth fucking sitting courtside, because you're going to have this big ass fucking thick net in your face.
It's thick. The rope is thick.
So is it? I hadn't like. Are they going to form a dome around the court? Because I said to Dave, like, if you're
should
sitting,
it be a dome or should it be open, just an open box?
If you're sitting up high enough, you would absolutely be able to throw, because a fucking dildo. Those dildos that they've shown, at least, I don't think they're show. I didn't realize it was 6 games. I only heard of 3. They must not be reporting on it.
Yeah.
What's there to report on, man? You just fucking see the same thing. You don't need to be showing dildos on the news. So if you're up high enough, if you're up, like, if they have an upper deck or even like 25 rows back where you're elevated some, if that net isn't, unless it's like literally to the fucking ceiling or it's domed around the court, people would still be able to throw something that would either get caught or clear it. And I don't like the idea of a net, but if that's
who's paying for this?
The NBA, dude, that's who's paying for it probably. And this isn't a disrespect thing either, but they're supplemented by the NBA, and they float the bill pretty much. I think that's going to shift, I think, in more years to come, because I think betting also plays a part in it too, dude. And that's not just with the WNBA, that's with baseball, with anything. Now that betting's getting legalized pretty much nationwide, and it's so fucking easy. There's so many people that do it now that I know that I never would have thought bet. So that'll help. And the game, the quality of the teams and like the players and shit, it still can, like, dude, I've watched a few games. There was crowds, and the Fever and the Sky played without Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And that game was on ESPN because had to slot, because obviously that would have been a highly viewed game. But dude, I thought I tuned in to see what the attendance looked like, dude, and the crowd was fucking there. Like, it was there even without them two there. I mean, they were there, just not playing. And I even their but I have positive. I think they're still trending. I think they're going in the right direction, but they have to there's shit they just have to go about different. I know they don't make as much money, but they've lost money every I don't think they've ever made a profit. That's the WNBA supports it, or the NBA. Sorry, it's an extension for them. So if they want to make more money, like a lot more money in the now, that's going to have to come from the NBA because they don't have it. I mean, that's just being blunt. But the WNBA or shit, it's so hard to fucking say one or the other. The NBA could afford it a little bit because when you got fucking bench players like Mason Plumlee getting 4-year, $60 million contracts and shit, I'm just saying they could, but it'd have to come from them. So that you can't say like that. Just right now, I think going about how things like they're not in a position, but they should. The NBA should fucking fork out a little bit more. But
yeah, dude, it's going to be bad sight lines. It's going to be, it's not going to be good. I really don't think it's going to be good. But
well, let me fucking get into back to put it on the delivery mode. I got to come here and let me see a story before I get into the other stuff. But this is a sketchy part normally, but it's early in the day, so we're not on the phone normally at that point in time a lot when I'm up there. And this was a time where I just was like, I'm glad we weren't, because you probably would have been. You guys would have had, it would have been a comedic moment, because I was like literally stuck. If anybody follows my Instagram or has followed me on anything, you know I am a dog. I'm an animal lover. And when I see the pups out there, I fucking, the ones I see now, because I've been on the same route for a number of years, and I fucking love them. I hate when I have to see them get old and lose them, and that fucking sucks. And at this particular stop, I've seen a lot because I've been there long enough now. They've had dogs that they don't run feral, but this is a nice property, and they have a separate 2-stall garage away from their house. Big garage. And that is where the dogs chill and hang out, and they don't always have them, but like during the day when they're not home, that's where they are. And they have the garage door like half propped open, and then they come out, they have the electric collars, and they always come up to the truck. And it was, I think this was actually, we were on the phone and I fucking lost service, because that was one of the roads where it gets sketchy, because you were saying you had a lightning storm that day. It was lightning. So it was that day, because we were having it down here too. And so I'm leaving and I'm walking, and there's 4 dogs. One of them's on a leash because he can't, like the electric collar, he can't grasp, and the other 3 have the collars on. And there's 2 golden retrievers and a lab. Friendly as fuck, great dogs. And the one dog, Rex, dude, I see the bolt of lightning flash out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oop, that's going to be a fucking loud bang. Yeah. And I mean, dude, it fucking crackled. And he was like standing up to go like sit like at the steps. He was sit in the cab of the truck and get one more bone before I left, because that's normally what he'll do. Dude, that thing fucking crackled, and he took off into the back of the truck. So yes, for any sticklers out there, I should have had my bulkhead door shut, but it was open. And so he fucking hides underneath my 4,000 shelf, and he's laying down and like not moving. And so, I got Milkbone out. Like, come on, Rex, come on, buddy. And, waving that fucking Milkbone. He gives 2 shits. And the other 2 are like running in and out of the truck, dude. He won't leave. And I So I'm like kind of like nobody's home, nobody's there. I can't like go ask for help. I mean, he's chill, but he's not moving. He won't leave. And I'm sitting there like, I'm going to have to fucking get this. Like, I thought about calling the fucking building. And because I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I've known this dog for years, but he's getting older. He's obviously scared. If I try to move him, is he going to fucking bite me? And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm not calling the fucking building because what the fuck are they going to do? Come out here and then we're just going to stand here and I'm going to get him out and then it's going to be a complete waste of time. So hindsight, I know most people, to say again to the sticklers, I should have not done what I did, but I'm not a by the book guy sometimes, and this was one of them fucking moments where it was like I had to keep going or I'm fucking sitting there. And so I get underneath of his collar, and I feel like telling this part of the story. I feel like Steve Irwin in my head. Like I just feel like I want to say, right, crikey, because I literally have my fist is right underneath of his jaw bone. I got it right there because I'm like, if he moves or growls, so then I put my other arm on his like side and I start kind of shoving him a little bit, and I'm feeling for vibrations, seeing if he's growling. He's not. So I'm like, come on, Rex, you gotta get out of here, buddy. And I go to pull him again a little bit harder. He does nothing. His like my fist is still firmly in his fucking, because like I had it to where he wasn't going to be able to get me because I had his like neck fucking, you know what I mean? Like I had him restrained a little bit. So then I give one more heave, and then I felt so bad because once I got him out of the bulkhead door, he stood up, and then I kind of shoved him. He just tumbled down the fucking steps, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, buddy." And then I shut the bulkhead door and got the fuck out of there. But yeah, that was a moment, man, because I literally was like legit worried because I thought, God, I have to go. I can't fucking sit here forever. And then but yeah, that was an interesting part of the fucking week for sure.
God. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Just the moment the lightning strike, everything happened, and you're just like, damn it.
It was shitty. It was shitty timing, dude, because it was you know, when you see the flash, like, you know the thunder's going to be, like, it's going to be bad. And I was like,
it's going to be good, yeah.
Bad one.
It was a bright one.
And
hell yeah.
Fuck if it wasn't. But, dude, yeah, I mean, it's just, that's one thing about having your own route, though, is being, like, I'm really close with that dog, and I known him for a long time, pretty much since he was a puppy. And still, though, you're like, I don't know. Like, if that's like a cover driver right there, they would have to call in, because if you don't and he bites you, and then it's like, especially where you like, you know, bites you good enough to where you have to get it checked. You know what I mean? Then you're just getting fucking grilled. So yeah, that's another, I could say that's a perk of being there for a while. But yeah, that was a first though. That's a first. all the dog stories I have, and all the dogs I've interacted, I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, dude, that's a crazy one. I've never had that happen before either. I mean, I had a dog go through a window, but other than that,
I've never had that happen. So that's right. we live through each other and that shit.
Yeah. We had. You want to get into the coffee story?
I feel like yes. Yeah, let's do it.
So we had a comment on our YouTube, and whoever this person is, I'm sorry I did not have your name right here in front of me. Terrible of me. But they commented on our one video, and it's like, oh my God, it's so good to see you guys, basically, you know, back again, and, you know, I've stumbled back around your podcast. And he told us about the story that Luke had talked about, whatever episode that was, about him chugging the burning hot coffee from a coffee pot in an IHOP late at night. Like
shit that yeah.
And so we were like, you know what? We have a lot of new listeners now, so let's retell the story.
Well, I can say that this was a absolutely fucking wild time in my life. I was not working at UPS yet. That literally was right before, because that happened New Year's of 2007, and that was I started that June, so I was right before I was there. And I mean, I'd gotten hit by the car less than a year ago and totaled it with my body. It was that period in life. And I have a weird theory to actually reach out to the Kelsey brothers about that incident, but that's another story because they're from Cincinnati. But there's something behind that. But I'm just saying, this was a wild fucking time in my life. In West Virginia, every bowl game they had went to for the past, I think it was 3 or 4 years, I went. I was in school. I was just having fun. I was done playing football myself. And I was enjoying it. And so to give the setting here, this was in Jacksonville, Florida, and I would have been 20, just turned 22, basically. And when we went down there, it was a rowdy group of people. And it's funny now to think of some of the people now, because, you know, we're all parents, and we're all like, at this point in time, I mean, the police got called for fucking disturbance, I think 2 of the 3 nights we were there. And ironically enough, they never got called this night, and I don't know how they didn't, because they were probably like, I just saw this fucking god. So I told Dave, I was like, there's probably people that were in that fucking IHOP that still tell their grandkids this story.
They're traumatized.
They're like starting to get a little older, but like, just because but to give you the setting, I'm going to go ahead. You want a story? I just told one. This is an old story, an old way in my life that has been told. A lot of people have heard this. This is not as popular as totaling the car with my body, but this is damn near just as mind-blowing. I still don't know how the fuck I survived this, but the day of this game, we are playing Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech had a guy named Calvin Johnson as a receiver. They used to call him Megatron. Do you remember Megatron, Dave?
Of course,
the guy they called Megatron. So he's 6'4", 6'5", beast of a man. Obviously has great genes, and he. And what's weird about it's kind of funny is just to get to the game for a minute. Georgia Tech's always been known as a running team, and I don't know how the fuck Calvin Johnson ended up at Georgia Tech, but dude, he was, he didn't win the Heisman that year, but anybody that remembers Calvin Johnson, Megatron, he was just as dominant as he always was in college, and he absolutely destroyed us in the first half. Like we were drinking early, we were pretty fucked up. Right when the game started, we looked and we were like, we're fucking shit-faced 22-year-old fucking kids, and we're like, dude, I think we're guarding Calvin Johnson one-on-one. Man, I don't think that's a good idea. And, dude, I swear to God, like 2 plays later, they fucking throw him one. He breaks it for like 70 yards, touchdown. So they're beating the fuck out of us. To move past the game part, we ended up coming back in the second half and won at the end. And so that just made that just amped me up even more. Like I was teetering down, because when you've been drinking all day and you go to a football game, like you can continue to drink in the stadium, but you're not drinking at the pace you were. Plus beers are expensive as fuck. And so like that just re-amped me to get going again. So once we left, we hit the city, hit the town, go fucking get This is the best part of this story. Now, the side note that I did not tell on the first time when I said this, because I know this has been long enough ago when I was doing this when we were doing this podcast, when I was newbie as fuck. I didn't tell this part of the story because I didn't want this getting back to the people, but like I realized when you keep everything anonymous, it doesn't really matter, especially this was also 18 years ago. So obviously I'm fucked up I'm not blacked out at this point, but I'm just about there. And I was a tank back then. I could just keep going. I didn't have, like, if I would black out, I didn't pass out at that point. I would just keep fucking driving. So, this is the part of the story that's new. The whole reason, because you might have thought I was in this IHOP to
have some pancakes.
Yes, or you would think I was in there to get some food, right? Nah, me and another guy were sent there because some people that were traveling, companions, friends of ours, were eating down there, and decided, I'll say the two of them, they decided they were going to dine and dash. Now, anybody that has ever dined and dashed or knows what dine and dashing is when you leave and you don't pay. So obviously we don't condone dining and dashing. It's not right. You shouldn't do it. It's stealing. But these two did it. And if you're going to dine and dash, folks, don't leave your digital camera on the fucking table and forget it. So this was before. This was like right with smartphones. I don't think they hadn't came out yet, because they would have came out in 2006. So the smartphones weren't out yet. So digital. I mean, you remember digital cameras? They were like the craze. Everybody had their digital cameras back then. Mm-hmm. So, it was so. So the girl that owned that digital camera, they were obviously embarrassed, and they call down to into the IHOP after they had dined and dashed, and they ask if that digital camera's there. So the waitress plays the game, and she plays it well, where she says, "Oh, it's down here. She didn't pay her bill. It's $100." Their bill wasn't $100. It was probably like fucking 20 something. Yeah. So the waitress has got them fucking saying, like, if you want to come down here, you're gonna pay the bill. You basically give me another
$100,
$70 because you want this additional camera. So I go with they give this other guy the money, and I go with him. Go to trot on down there to get the fucking. So that's the part of the story I don't think I've shared the original time. That's why I went there. And but by that time, I ended up, the lights were flickering, and then they went out. And I'll go back to that part of the story in a minute, because
Dude, it's so funny. I'm sorry. It's so funny to think about knowing what happened with you and what happened beforehand. The girls don't pay. They piece it. They send the boys down there to pay. The boys show up and cause havoc too on everybody down there. They're probably like, who the fuck are these people? First the women bounce, and then the guys are getting third-degree burn sugar coffee.
Yeah, dude. That's exactly what they're probably like. They're probably like, I can't wait to get these fucking West Virginia people out of this state.
It's probably like, who are these mutants?
So I know that's the part of the story everybody will want to hear, and I will tell that how it was told through me. But like I said, the lights flickered and went out. I wake up in the morning, and my mouth is fucking swollen, burned. My tongue, my throat is just blistered. Like, my sides of my mouth are fucking burnt. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I can't. My mouth is so swollen and so burnt that, like, I can't close my mouth. Like, where I would close it like that and close my teeth down, I couldn't fucking do it. Like, I had blisters all over my fucking insides of my cheeks. I had no fucking clue what happened. And as I get up and I'm like, dude, what the hell? My chest was on fucking fire. I ended up finding out that when we went down there, the guy that had the money, I mean, we were also fucking, we were young, and we were single, and he saw, I don't know if he saw somebody or he went and talked to some girl or some shit that was sitting there, a group that either he knew or just wanted to be like, hey, how you doing thing. So he goes and does that. I decide I'm just blacked out. I guess I look right over and see, you know, how they have at the diners and shit. They got the coffee on the fucking on the burners.
The warmer,
yeah. And I just fucking stumble over there and fucking stumble and fumble, and I grab that fucking coffee pot and put it up to my mouth. And, you know, they said people were like, don't, like, people screamed like, don't, and I just started doing it. And I didn't I didn't chug the whole thing, but they said shit like I had it up. Like I was fucking gulping it. And I obviously that was very fucking hot, but I still I talked to Ashley like with this because she worked in the restaurant industry for a long time, so she says like that shit is scalding fucking hot.
Oh yeah.
And I think that it had to have just been put on the burner or was either half off or something because, dude, it doesn't make sense. Like, I texted Dave of course, you know, I don't really drink much anymore, and I definitely don't get blacked out like that. I'd be fucking in bed. If I drank like that now, like I did that day, I'd have to take a sick
work.
All my sick days I have left would be used. But I feel like that it just doesn't, like, because I burn my mouth on coffee now, and I texted him over the weekend when he sent me that screenshot of the YouTube comment. I was like, I'm a shell the man I used to be. I just burn my mouth on a regular cup of coffee. But like, it was just one of those things. It added to the allure because this was literally about 9 or 10 months after I had totaled the car. So now people, they had heard the story of me totaling the car with my body. Then there were people that witnessed me chugging a fucking pot of coffee at a fucking IHOP in the middle, just fucking in front of everybody. And they tried to I didn't get because they ran over. Like, they tried to stop me too. And I mean, I didn't fight them. I mean, they just took it. And I was like, oh, okay. Yep. So I hope they didn't serve that to anybody, but I can't tell you if they did or not.
Oh my God, yeah. I just think about, like, from their point of view, how just they were probably like, who the fuck are these people? You know, and just...
Dude, I can say that there was somebody that was with us that got in an argument with, like, I don't know how we didn't get put in jail. I don't know. We literally there was somebody with us. This is how you could say times were fucking different.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine what the fuck, how this, well, I guess this is also weeds a lot more. I mean, in Florida, it's still, I don't even know if they have medical there, but at this point, fucking, there was not really any medical marijuana. Maybe in California there was in some places, but not not, it wasn't like it is now. It was still pretty much illegal everywhere. And we were rowdy getting in the fucking cop. I remember the cops came, and one of the guys that was thrown out of the room, beating on the door, literally like, what are you doing? He fucking told the cops, he's like, they're in there smoking my shit. And I could just imagine what they must have been like. They just didn't care about weed, I guess. But yeah, I don't know how the fuck we didn't fuck. If anybody listens to this that was a part of that, they're probably clenching their assholes right now. But nobody's. You think I would drop anybody's names? Hell no. I only burned myself to the ground. That was a different time.
No.
Different time, guys. Different time. But yeah, that was, I never, I blacked out, dude. I can say, of a side note, the only other time I'd been in that much pain after blacking out was I rolled, my car got towed this night too. It was just kind of ironic because I remember I woke up and you wake up and your car's missing from where you parked it. You're kind of like, what the fuck? But I rolled my ankle real bad one time, stumbling off a sidewalk when I was blacked out. And I remember I woke up the next morning and had throbbing fucking pain in my right ankle. And when I went to go get my fucking, one of my buddies where I was at that took me to go get my car, I had to, had a hold of his shoulder, fucking hobbling in there, you got my car here, just looking like a real piece of shit. Look at this fucking guy stinking of booze. This dude can't walk real about.
God.
Yeah, those were, dude. You hear stories of Andre the Giant, the way he drank. Now, I wasn't anything of what Andre was, but at that point in time, I mean, consumption of alcohol was, dude. There wasn't anybody I knew that was able and I never tried to out drink people or anything like that. I just was a fucking tank. Just there was nobody, and it's not even to be glorified now because I look back at it now and I'm like, God, I had a lot of fun, and I wouldn't change any of that. The people, but man, just that part of me, I used to think there would be on a Friday, man, I'll never get tired of going out on a Friday night. Fuck, man, that shit wears out.
The shit. Good times. Let's get into the question of the week.
Yeah, let's get into the question of the week.
All right, the question of the week this week was, how do you run your route? Do you follow Orion? Do you follow PAL labels? Or do you know just the right way? We got some good responses, I think. I mean, they're all good. I didn't read them yet, but I'm sure they're all good. But we got plenty. So, thank you guys. Thank you to everybody that's commented this week. Let's get into it, shall we? This was from Jake Lee Bowden. Says, I do a little bit of both. Follow Orion, then once it starts acting dumb, I do it my way. Okay?
I see Sassy Delivery said on that, I'm with you. Shout out to Mel Gutierrez, past guest.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm with you, Jake.
This one here is from the Henry Film Co. Says, when I deliver my last air stop, that is when I start my route. Adjusting is needed throughout the day. If Meth and Desperation had a baby, Orion would be his name. I never follow that trash.
If Meth and Desperation had a baby, what a fucking combination.
I like it. This one here is from Daniel the Warrior. Shout out to Daniel. Says, the right way. Easy. Burpees to the doorstep.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Wouldn't expect nothing less from you.
So here's from Art Gecko Studio. Says, run my route same way every day, regardless of what Orion thinks. Usually cut mileage and come in under a lot of time. That is past guest Jeffrey Chandler at Art Gecko Studio. So
and to say on that, just to add a little bit to that, it's funny that if you're able to do that, you should get a little bonus incentive because you're technically saving them money.
You're saving the company money. Yeah, yeah. This one here is from PNW Upsman. Says, Monday through Thursday, it's Orion, so I can go over 9-5. Friday, I do my own thing to get done and go home.
Well played. Well played.
This one here is from Give Me More Cosplay. What up, More? More says, most of the time Orion runs it right, but I always look and make sure sometimes I break trace to follow it a better way. And routes I don't know, I follow it to the T.
It will be, too, when you follow it to the T, and I think you've done this recently in an area you didn't know. When you do that, it sucks because then you realize you forget how shitty Orion is until you do that. And then you're like, oh, man, I just was here.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
This one here is from that dude, Luke and me. Pass gas. Luke says, number 1, air. 2, commercial, back to my residential into some not so nice areas. And 3, residential starting in the ghetto. Then I may run trace depending on how many times it wants me to cross some busy traffic. Yes.
I got you.
So here's from Shortcake. What up, Shortcake? Shortcake ever commented before? I don't think I've ever read that name.
No, that's Angela. She's commented before.
Oh, so she changed her name. Angela, what's up? Says, my way, every day, start to finish.
Yep.
Yep.
I like it.
This one's from the Aztec. Says, I run it the way I see fit. Get rid of bulk and e-regs first every day while getting all businesses and schools off before 11:15 a.m. Nothing but easy resis left after that.
Nice.
This one here is from Old Ball Bearded Bastard. What up? Says, I run my air and bulk stops first thing, then drive a few miles back to the beginning of my area. That's where most of my commercial stops are. I'm always on time for my pickups that way, and I'll only have 15 to 20 country stops left at 2:30. I can't put my brain into the stupidity level of Orion. I know what stop and areas I have daily, so I can shave 5 to 10 miles a day.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. Again,
yes.
Give us a little bonus session there.
Yep. This one's from Ryan Matthew 79. I think this is a first time commenter too.
Nice.
What up, Ryan? Ryan says, a little of both. I follow Orion for a bit until it starts doing dumb moves that don't make any sense. Then I go to delivering my PAL labels. I know the trace of my route better than Orion does.
That's
yes.
Right. Hell yes.
This one here is from Gibby the Greek. What up, Gibby? Says, I have a rural country route and I try to run it the most efficient way possible. I feel a sense of accomplishment when I know that I ran it as tight as it could be. This never follows the Orion plan and hurts my plan day because of the miles that I save. I have always believed that our bonus should be based on the miles and time that we save the company by not following their plan.
Preaching to the choir, Gibby. Well
hell
said.
Yeah. Last but not least, this one here is from Lou Falsetta. I think this person's new too. A lot of new people today. Welcome.
Yes.
Lou Falsetta says, my way all day, every day. Orion seems to be on crack lately. Guess they raised the percentage. Just learned that the dynamic recalculating can be turned off. Yes. Yes, it can.
Dude.
It can be turned off. I know, because I know how to. But
when you turn it off, does it just go back to how it used to be when it's just like what about the
it's
small
not
number?
like that. It doesn't change the order. It's talking about like when it's recalculating and it's like rerouting and it's like re-updating the maps and shit, or it's updating your stops to like in a different order. I think that's what he means.
Okay.
So it's no longer like recalculating your route and like all that. Yeah, dynamic optimization. It's no longer like, yeah.
I feel like I would like to know, we'll have to reach, because I wonder if there's any centers that still really preach trace. I'm sure there are, but it just makes you wonder. It just is, it's like they, it's been years here since it's been mentioned. It's been at least 2 or 3 years here, because they would try to tell people that had like my route with pickups, if I would follow it to a T, there would be, I mean, I don't know. I think at this point it wouldn't be as much. But when I have shit that's like scattered and it's in different sections, if I followed it to a T then yeah, I'd be way, way off. And that's what makes me wonder. It's like, that has to see that like, if I have a section that is 12-ish miles away from my normal area and you have me going out there twice, like, or even 3 times with some rogue stop, like, if I did that, I would literally be going 12 miles back. You know what I mean? It's like, hell,
Yeah.
the shit we have now. I mean, AI, we got AI now, man. We should have, maybe they'll retry ride with AI.
Maybe. Shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude. It's I mean, for me personally, it's usually my way the entire day. It's usually my way the entire day. It has me skip stops in the morning, and I'm like, why the hell am I driving by this? And just like a lot of the other comments said too, was, you know, we know the routes better. Just sum it up. We know the routes better than these computers, than all that. We are out there every day on the route, you know? And when you have your own route, it's, you know, the best way to run it. And then there's, you know, some that will follow Orion just because their own personal reasons, own vendettas against the company. Like, you know what I mean? But no, it's me. For me, it's what's efficient for me, and I'm not out here trying to fucking spend all my night out here working. You know what I mean? I'm looking to get it done and get home.
And I respect that and agree with that. And I want to say this because we're talking about it. I know it's towards the end, but to fucking say this now, because this was something that pissed me off, and I know this won't be a popular take with some people on the union side, but dude, it fucking drove me crazy with the 9-5 list and Orion, because I'm like people, because I'm like you, dude. Like I will work some overtime, and right now I do. Like, I don't mind getting some overtime, but I don't want to spend. I'm not trying to max out my fucking DOT every week. You know, I did that in January when we got that fucking SurePost back, and we had a month-long blizzard, snowstorm. Like, yeah, dude. And I have no desire. I want to see my daughter. I want to see my wife. I don't want to fucking, like, there's not. It just would drive me fucking crazy. And I saw it in my own building, and I would say, like, you know, there's drivers out that do that, and it's bullshit to the point that it's like, if you have it, like, and that's what sucks, because if you want to get, like, that can fuck people over like us that want to try to see our kids that aren't going to fuck, you know what I mean? And that, like, that shit drove me crazy. So now I'm fucking, they should have, if they don't talk about Trace in other buildings, good fucking riddance. Orion sucks. It's always sucked. It's one of the shittiest things that fucking UPS has ever brought into our lives. It's fucking terrible.
Preach it, brother.
Yeah, dude. Trust your fucking driver. Trust your driver. Trust your delivery people. And fucking, like, yeah, that's, Orion was just some micromanaging bullshit, and it was
that's
nothing
where it
more.
started.
Yeah,
that's where it started. And now we got cameras in the truck.
Fuck. Well, I'm not there
or
yet.
Or maybe
but
it started with telematics. Let's say it started with telematics.
Telematics was
that's
the first.
Where it started.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
And then Orion.
I swear, I'll just because. With telematics, I always, my first center manager was an old school hard ass. I know I've mentioned him before, and I wasn't a big fan of his at the time. But he was like one of them people that would follow like telematics. He retired right before telematics came out, like really took over. And I always thought, I was like, dude, he would have not given to, like, dude, I've never seen, this was a center manager, not an on-road. And I mean, this fucking guy was out. trailing all the time. I don't think he took any fucking calls in the building because he was out there observing people. Like he would have hated telematics because he'd be like, I'm going out there so I can bust their asses.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
Shout out to everybody who commented on the question of the week. Thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that. Absolutely.
So,
I guess we can say we won't have a question of the week for next week, but following, we always we'll be back with it. Appreciate your participation. We have a guest episode coming up next week that you all are going to enjoy. And I know we're excited for it, but yeah, thank you guys for always chiming in, and thanks to the new people. Keep on commenting.
That's right. We appreciate you guys. So if you like, come join the Patreon family, right? Patreon.com/AITDpod. Also the Discord. We're laughing it up in there, guys. It's a great time. We were talking about mouthwash and butts and a whole bunch of other things. So, I mean, like, it's a good time over there. So come hang out with
mouthwash and butts, man. What more do you want?
But, I know. Mouthwash, butts, chickens, also known as rooster gates and cock-a-doodle-doos.
Old Brian,
all right,
man.
That's enough.
Yeah. Brian,
come hang out with us, though, guys. Come talk
about big roosters and mouthwash and butts with us.
And
delivery stuff.
That's right.
It's fun. It's been going well. Yeah, seriously, though. It's been good.
Yes. Come hang out. Guys, I am Dave. My co-host, Luke. We'll catch you guys next week.
Later, everybody.